love my family.
Today, U.S. citizen athlete Brittney Griner, who is admired by millions of fans in the United States as well as here in Russia, was sentenced to 9 years in prison for nothing more than an intentional oversight. This is a miscarriage of justice. The U.S. Department of State has determined that Ms. Griner was wrongfully detained. Nothing in today's decision changes that determination. Together with consular officers from the U.S. Embassy here in Moscow, I attended every session of Ms. Griner's trial. We will continue to be closely engaged in this case. We will remain in frequent contact with Ms. Griner and with her legal team. Secretary of State Blinken, President Biden's national security team, and the entire American government remain committed to bringing Ms. Griner home safely to her family, friends, and loved ones. And I, as Chargé d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy in Moscow, will also do my best to bring her home safely. I will continue to do everything to care for the safety and well-being of Ms. Griner and of all U.S. citizens detained in the Russian Federation. We have no higher priority. Thank you.
Is it still possible to change her?
I have no further.
You know, when we saw Brittney, I think it was Tuesday, and we told her, see you on Thursday, and she said, see you on Doomsday. So looks like she was right.
Will you plan to appeal to Biden again after this sentence?
It's up to Brittney, it's up to her family, it's up to her agents. We are only responsible for legal aspects here in Russia.
And what are your next steps?
We will file an appeal.
Were there any consultations with the U.S. Embassy about whether or not to file an appeal?
No, that's only the consultation with our client, only with Brittney. She makes this decision, not the embassy. We cannot explain. We will review the verdict. We just got the copy, so we'll need to read it carefully and to understand what the court argument. But yes, they rejected almost everything.
How Brittney does feel after the...
She's very upset, very stressed, and she is, well, she can hardly talk, honestly, so it's a difficult time for her.
Would you say the verdict is strict compared to similar cases in Russia?
Yeah, much stricter.
Much stricter. 10 years is maximum.
What's the usual kind of average that people get for similar or less or strong kind of heavier crimes?
The average is 5 years or around 5 years, and almost a third of the people convicted get the parole.
Anything else about her conditions in jail or in prison? Like, just in terms of, does she have any complaints about how she's been treated inside?
We just spoke to your Russian colleagues, so I mean, we have no complaints. She is treated fine, so no complaints.
Treated pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can Brittney have any visits?
From the consular officials, yes. From the
From
lawyers,
us, yes.
of course.
Friends and family?
Other people, family or friends, relatives, it's up to the institution who's handled the case. And at this point, it's somewhere between this court and the Moscow region court.
And the phone call with the family, has it happened?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So she was not able.
She has the permission. We had a problem once, and after that it was back and forth from the main jail to the temporary jail in this area. So it was just a logistics problem, but we hope that the phone call will happen maybe next week.
They taught me my parents taught me two important things. One, take ownership for your responsibilities, and two, to work hard for everything that you have. That's why I pled guilty to my charges. I understand everything that's being said against me, the charges that are against me, and that is why I pled guilty. But I had no intent to break any Russian laws. I want to apologize to my teammates, my club, Gemka, the fans, and the city of ECAT for my mistake that I made and the embarrassment that I brought onto them. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. I know everybody keeps talking about political pawn and politics, but I hope that that is far from this courtroom.